show. My name is Dr. Beelzebub Hornet, but you can call me Beezel for short. Today, we're going to have the talk. Yeah, let's have the birds and the bees talk. That uncomfortable and often stigmatized talk. In past times, it was necessary to have uncomfortable and metaphorical conversations in order to explain the mechanics and consequences of sexual intercourse. In present time, it is necessary to have uncomfortable yet real conversations in order to explain the mechanics and consequences of anti-sex work laws and regulations. So how do birds and bees and the internet and anti-sex work laws all come together? Well, it's important to think about that metaphor and how similar it can be to the usage of the internet, because for sex workers, all of those metaphors are realities that come together under a post-Sesta world. So what are the Sesta regulations? These two regulations are bills that were signed on April 11, 2018. The Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act is a bill from the Senate, and the Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act comes from the House of Representatives. At first, this package seemed like a victory for sex trafficking victims, but after March 21, 2018, when the first bill was signed, a wave of controversy arose. The public concern was that this bill would overlap and violate Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act. This act quotes that no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as a publisher or speaker of any information provided by any other information content provider. This section has been extremely important to the internet because it gives freedom for user-generated content to prevail without holding internet service providers accountable. Under Sesta, the chances of internet freedom and privacy may become more limited, which will impact the virtual world as a whole. The second and perhaps most devastating effect is that while these regulations aim to police online prostitution rings, the most alarming repercussions have been felt by sex workers after sites such as Craigslist, Backpage, and Tumblr began to take action in censoring content that may be deemed as sexual in order to comply with these rules. Due to the confusing nature of these laws, the goal of targeting illegal sex trafficking directly has not been effective and instead has censored free speech on small websites, as well as failing to recognize consensual sex work versus the legal components. The intent of technology has been to improve and make the quality of life easier. With websites such as Craigslist, Backpage, OnlyFans, and Tumblr, this was a reality that made sex work much safer for its online entrepreneurs. Prior to online systems, the lives of many sex workers were filled with an excruciating amount of stigma from society, violence from clients, and in many cases, even the police. They also had limited opportunities to seek justice against these crimes or access to healthcare. Many resort to underground sex work that leaves them in an open and vulnerable position to all kinds of abuse, addiction, unplanned pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, and in many cases, an untimely and tragic death. In the wake of these regulations, Huffington Post interviewed many workers about the sudden shift in their lives. Megan, an escort from Phoenix, comments,
"Because of this bill, I now have been forced back to one place I barely made it out of alive the first time. But do you think the chances are that I make it out alive again? It's forcing me to go back to the streets, walking up and down trying to find clients. Now, not only do I have to deal with the police, but now I'm forced to deal with the tricks that know this bill is in effect. And trust me, they are taking full advantage of it by being more aggressive."
Another escort from Los Angeles informs the public that sex workers
have run out practically all safe menus of advertising and screening.
This same escort gives a minor sneak peek into their lives, saying that one of the main purposes of these sites was to
post and warn other providers about dangerous crimes, from robbery, assault, rape, and even murder.
She also states that sex workers mainly rely on a close-knit community. For her, she feels that these laws that take away their business put
everyone at risk, especially the most marginalized groups, like women of color and trans, LGBTQ, and disabled providers.
She encourages the public to consider the fact that sex work is their livelihood. She states that their work
is being ripped away from us as if we are not even human beings and not worthy of equal protection. They want us out of sight, underground, dead, or in the streets, easy to arrest. That is precisely what this bill will produce.
According to the metaphorical story, the birds are like men and the bees are like women. Birds are free to fly wherever they like, but bees are enslaved to a single queen their entire life, and their whole life is dedicated to keeping her alive. Now, according to post-Sesta stories, the birds are average online users and the bees are online sex worker users. Then again, the story repeats itself. Average users, as well as online business owners, are free to explore and interact with the internet in whichever way they please. but online sex workers become enslaved to stigma and violence, and their whole lives become dedicated to surviving in order to keep themselves alive. Different from this metaphor, sex work is not just limited to men and women. Sex workers come from all walks of life. Some are mothers, some are fathers, some are transgender, some are rich, and some are poor. And these are just some examples. Many that come from marginalized communities may do it to a lack of resources and opportunities. Others simply think of it as an additional job. Regardless, all of them are human and deserve an equal amount of access to a life without vulnerability and equal rights. So what can we do? What are the laws that sex workers are really asking for? What will actually save victims from the hands of sex traffickers? The first step is to abolish the stigma surrounding sex work, so these individuals can have a voice in the regulations that are created, and so society will care enough to save these human lives. Together, we must help to create regulations that provide sex workers a safe haven that grants them justice and protection from their abusers. Provide educational support so that sex workers learn their rights, as well as provide them with better health care. It is our duty to fight for the well-being of everybody, especially the most vulnerable amongst us.